Look, I'm not afraid to admit it, alright? I do enjoy watching TikToks. In fact, most days I will spend at least a couple hours watching TikToks. You know, you see some funny and interesting videos on there, but every now and then you will come across a video that just makes you angry. And the situation we're talking about today definitely falls into that category, because when I first came across this video, I was actually in disbelief. I don't get why people would act in this way and find it funny. And yeah, like I said, it makes you angry. You're annoyed when you watch it. Now, obviously, I should give some context to this situation. So there's a TikToker called AndrewShoe. He has 66,000 followers, and he basically shows a bunch of clips from his street performances. He plays the piano, plays a harmonica, and people seem to really enjoy it. Here's a video for context, the type of stuff he does. You know, he's just performing in the street, having a good time. Clearly, people really enjoy it. You know, he's having fun, people getting involved. It's just feel-good content. I mean, everyone's singing along, everyone's having a great time. Which makes you think, when you see someone doing something completely harmless and actually just making people's day, providing free entertainment, why would you then go and try and ruin that? Well, there is one woman who decided to try and ruin that, because Andrew uploaded another clip from the same night, showing that, I'll play it, you'll see. Okay, so the woman who's coming in from the back now is a person you need to pay attention to. Yep. Slams that. It's really, really funny. It's just a classic case of someone trying to show off to their friends for whatever reason. I don't get it. It's just not funny, is it? And you know fine well they walked away from this situation thinking they were minced. They were laughing. They thought that was the craziest thing they've ever done. Like, they would have been buzzing over this. And as you can see where I've paused this video, people like grab her hand to say like, what are you doing? She knows fine well what she's doing is dodgy. People are telling her that this is shitty behavior. Which is why it's even more surprising that she then decides to come back later and do it again. But worse. And she looks all shocked as if that wouldn't be a possibility when you slam your hand on a keyboard. A keyboard that is just held up by a little stand. He's out in public, it's not like a full-on piano. If you slam your hand into it, there's a good chance it's gonna fall. Now luckily, I don't think any of the equipment was broken, but it definitely could have been, right? But regardless of that, even if the keyboard didn't fall, why are you doing this? You're just trying to be a nuisance to a stranger, ruin his time, he's having a great time trying to entertain people, and you're just being a shitty person for no reason. And you can see where I've paused this, her friends are just laughing in the background, we'll see that when I carry on playing this video, and I just don't get it. She's just showing off to her friends for whatever. It's just shitty, isn't it? Yep, they're laughing along. And then apparently steals money. Now this is kind of up in the air if she did actually steal money, because even Andrew himself isn't 100% sure, but clearly in the moment he did think that she did steal money. At first when I watched this, I thought she was going to tip him, like to say sorry as if that would make things better, you know, here's $2. Because if I skim through it, she's clearly getting something out of her bag, she reaches down, but apparently steals money instead, right? And like I said, when I first watched this, I did think that she was tipping him to say sorry, but in her explanation about this whole situation, she says that she didn't steal money, but doesn't say actually what I did was tip you. She never mentions that, which I would imagine if you did tip him and that's actually what happened, you would say that's what happened. You wouldn't just say, oh no, I didn't steal any money. So it does leave me a little confused, but either way, why are you doing this? Just why? There's no reason to be this person. And in fact, I've just remembered, because that clip I just showed you was a cut down version. In the full version, which we're about to watch, Andrew says like, oh, you just stole money. And then this woman's friend basically says something along the lines of like, do you want to hit about it? Whatever. Which kind of insinuates that she did steal the money. And like her friend just saying like, oh, what are you gonna do about it? Okay, so here's another version. He notices the money's apparently been stolen. The public are voicing their opinion. Do you want to hit about it? It's just shitty behaviour all around, and like the way they said that does make it seem as if she did steal money. But I don't know for sure, even Andrew doesn't know for sure, which we will get into, but yeah, I mean, regardless, what she did in the first place. Actually, what she did both times is absolutely grim behaviour. Now after this, the video ended up going viral. I think it got about 3-4 million views. I can't actually find the original video anymore. I remember watching it, but I can't seem to find it anymore. So I'm not sure if it got removed for whatever reason. I had to show you re-uploads. But I know it got millions of views on the original, and so many people have give their opinions on it online. Like, millions and millions of people have seen this situation now. And because millions of people have seen the situation, it didn't take long for people to find out who this woman actually was. Now I'm going to blur out all her private private information because even though she has give a public statement now, it was under like a TikTok or Instagram alias. I can't see where she put her like full name on the accounts that I've seen personally, so I'm gonna hide her like private details. But people did find out that this woman has been in some legal trouble in the past. I mean, we got here reasons for booking, theft of lost mislaid property, financial transaction card fraud, and another financial transaction card fraud. And look, I get why people wanted to find out who she was to hold her accountable, because this is disgusting. She should apologize, right, and try and make it right, or at least as right as she can possibly make it, because she just decided to try and be a nuisance to someone, ruin some random stranger's night for absolutely no reason. So I do get that, but unfortunately, because millions of people have now seen who this woman is, and they know her name, and they know like her private information, they started like contacting her family, and like sending threats to them, to her, saying a bunch of racist stuff as well, which is, again, disgusting. For some reason, situations like this, certain people will see someone do something bad, and then think,
oh, so it's okay for me to be absolutely disgusting to them and start saying like racist stuff.
which is obviously not on. Like, I'll never understand why people will try and take the moral high ground in a situation and then say disgusting stuff like that. I don't understand how that makes sense in their head. But of course, she should be speaking out about this and apologizing for what she did, and she did that. Kind of. It is an apology in a sense, like she does say like, I apologize, I'm taking accountability, but as we get towards the end of the statement, it does turn into a lot of excuses, but we'll go through it here. Public service announcement. I'm sorry for everyone that has seen the viral video. I have took accountability for my actions. I know it was wrong and ignorant of me, but please keep my family out of it. Your problem is with me and not my family. You don't get anything out of texting them or me, and I've already apologized to the person we have talked. And you know what? At this point, if you kind of ignore the grammar, it's a good statement. I mean, she's saying, I take accountability for my actions. I know it was wrong. I'm sorry. I've apologized to the person privately already. Leave my family out of it, which is definitely something that needed to be said. But then at this point, it does kind of turn into a lot of excuses. Everything is good. No, I didn't steal any money, and I didn't break the piano. I'm just a human like all of you. And I mean, yeah, I guess you maybe didn't break the piano, but that definitely could have happened. It's quite lucky that it didn't break, because then the situation would have been even worse. Everyone has made mistakes. Nobody isn't perfect. No, nobody isn't yeah, like I said, the grammar's not great. She's basically saying that everyone's perfect, but we'll carry on. Again, I'm sorry for my actions. I've seen worse downtown. This is nothing compared to what I did, and I know it's not right. This is something I hear in a lot of statements, which I will never understand. Like, yes, of course, there's always worse stuff going on in the world, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be held accountable for what you did. What you did was still bad. Like, quite frankly, she was kind of a bully in that clip. I mean, she does it first. Clearly, the guy who she's done it to isn't a fan of that. He's saying, like, what are you doing? Everyone around you is telling you it's stupid behavior. You're just ruining people's mood. They were all having a good time, and like I said, you ruined it. And then she comes back and does it again, knowing fine well that nothing good is going to come out of you doing that again, apart from you've made your two friends, like, happy. And they were laughing at the fact that people were, like, fuming. I don't get it. And yeah, like I said, obviously a lot worse happens, but no one is punishing you in the same way that they would punish someone if they did something horrendous. And of course, you could be talking about the horrendous messages that she's been receiving, which does make a lot of sense. No one deserves that. But you can't be surprised that this video did receive quite a lot of backlash, and people are going to tell you what you did was shitty. Obviously, the stuff on top of that is bang out of order. I don't even need to tell you guys that. You know that, right? The person I apologized to accepted my apology, and we had a whole good conversation on the phone, and that's all that matters. You people are nasty. The way y'all are texting me and my family and making fake pages, y'all don't get nothing out of that. Y'all stay blessed. And that was her statement. Started off quite well, kind of turned into a lot of excuses and whatnot. It should have just kind of stopped halfway through, but I mean, what can you expect from apologies on the internet? But after this, Andrew has now made an update video where he goes through some of the messages with him and the woman in the video, and then also says that he's pressing charges.
So to answer the question I've been asked the most, have I pressed charges? Yes, I have pressed charges. Case number is right here, and I've been talking to the police since that incident has happened.
So yeah, as you just heard, he says he's pressing charges. The thing is, I can't really, like, imagine the police doing much over this. Like, the police don't really do, I mean, obviously, I don't really know about America, but you can literally have your car stolen here and the police won't really do too much. So I can't imagine they're going to do much about this, but what do I know? But either way, Andrew then goes on to show his messages with the woman in the video. So she says, I'm sorry about my behavior. I didn't mean to mess your performance up. She clearly did. Like, what else was that going to do? You did it the first time and people told you that you messed the performance up and that was dodgy, and then you did it again. So obviously you knew. I didn't steal any money from you. I had punked faked and I didn't break your piano. People are harassing me and my family. Can you please take this video down, please? Punked faked. I don't really know what that means. Give me a second. Okay, I can't actually find anywhere that tells me what punked faked means. Maybe that's a spelling error. Maybe it's just something I don't know. But either way, Andrew responds and says, hey, I accept your apology. I told people not to harass you, but I can't control what happens. However, you have to know that actions have consequences. And while I feel bad that people are harassing you, you've got to own up to your actions. If you know me, I'm a really chill person. Like when you did it the first time, I wasn't mad at all. But the second time was pretty messed up. She then responds to that and says, yeah, I'm sorry for that. I'm gonna go public, but I really didn't steal any money and I was too drunk. He then replies and says, bruh, it looked like you took money out. She says, I know everything have consequences and I'm truly sorry. He then says, and your friend said you did too. If you hear what she says in the video, I say you didn't just take money out the bucket, and your friend says, she did you want to hit about it. Listen, I'm sorry people are harassing you. She says, I didn't. I swear I didn't. He says, I didn't want it to happen, which is why I said don't do it. So look, I don't know for sure if she stole the money, obviously. He doesn't even know himself. I mean, you can be the judge of that, I guess. I guess a bit of a positive that's came out of this situation is that Andrew has obviously got a much bigger following now. A lot more people know who he is. His videos are getting a lot more views. Even Charlie Puth commented on one of the re-uploads of this video and says, can someone send me his @ Andrew showed the conversation between him and Charlie Puth where he's saying like, I'm sorry that bullshit happened to you. Don't let it ever discourage you from performing, but that video just upset me so much. Kind of saying the stuff that pretty much everyone's thinking at this point, right? And he even goes on to say that I would love for you to come to a show next time I'm playing in the US, which it's nice, right? It's a nice little ending to all of this. Obviously, he's got a bigger following now. Hopefully that does help him out. But it's just stupid behavior that, even though I do love TikTok, as I said at the beginning of the video, you can really only see on TikTok. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole situation from what I have seen. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on everything that we spoke about in today's video, and I'm gonna leave it there. So if you did enjoy, please leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit, alright? Goodbye.